Hey guys, Crypto Tom here again. Today I'm going to show you some of the features of the PrimeXBT platform. Now, I'll probably miss a bunch of stuff, and they have a lot of tutorial videos and stuff in here, but these are some of the things that I pay attention to, some of the things that I have learned how to do, um, and some of the things I find very useful. So, before we get started, if you haven't seen the video on how to sign up for Prime XBT, especially with our 25% off trading fees code, just go back into my videos and it should be the previous one in the list. Once you do that, come back here and we'll help you out. So this is the way I like my layout on my screen. There are other ways to do it. You can add widgets. So messages, you don't really need messages. It's kind of like all of your order history, your trade history, everything all goes in here line by line. It's kind of like a log of everything that happens. You don't need that. Dashboard, watch list. So the watch list is going to have all the markets. You can click on here to trade them, but if you click this little link widget, it's going to link this widget to the chart. So then all you have to do is just click on, oh shit, what was that? Okay, that looked a lot worse than it was. So you've got all your crypto up here. Then you got a bunch of currency pairs. Then you've got gold, silver, crude, natural gas, S&P 500, Nasdaq. I don't even know what this shit is down here. But one thing I'm going to tell you is that different times a day are going to have different spreads. You can see the spreads here. So when certain markets are open and certain markets are closed, it's going to change your spread. In times of high volatility, when the price is going up and down quite a bit, your spread's going to get bigger as well. It's going to kind of cover Prime's ass so they don't get screwed on when they place orders through the actual other exchanges. So these two lines on here, one mistake I was making for a long time, these lines are not completely representative of what it is. This is your lowest spread possible. So if I went up here and I changed this to 100, see 326, 332. So the spread is much higher than what it actually shows down here. So just be aware of that, because it can kind of screw you in the end. So as you change these, your spread's going to change. So just keep that in mind. There are minimums and there are maximum order sizes. I think LTC is 1 is the minimum, and like BTC point, I think it's point 0.01. Point 0.01 is the smallest. You can deposit up to 0.001 those. Yeah, you can't do that small of an order because it's leverage, 100 times leverage. So everything here is cross. So you're essentially 100 times leverage, except for some of these currency pairs and stuff. These are up to 1,000 times. So which means that you can risk 1/100th or 1/1000th of the actual money being played. So if you don't know how margin stuff works, I mean, that's pretty much how it is. You're playing with a smaller fraction, so I hate to say your risk is less because it's not, but your ability and the possibility of making a ton more money is there, but you can also lose a lot more, so you have to manage that risk that much more. So going to the account page, this is where you would deposit. I've already done a deposit here. I think it takes anywhere from 10 minutes to a half an hour, depending. Um, if you want to withdraw, you do it here. It's very secure. You have to add an address. You have to whitelist it. You have to confirm it in your email. You have to do the deposit. You have to confirm it again. You have to enter a PIN. And if you're using two-factor authentication, 2FA, you have to do a 2FA in each step as well. So it's extremely secure. Probably the most secure one I've ever used, which is great. I love it. And the fee is very small too. So account summary. So you have two different wallets here. See, this is with the special code from our site. So if you enter that special code, you automatically start at 25%. You don't have to trade 300 Bitcoin to get to this level. You're already here, which is fantastic. Because like I said before in my last video, 300 Bitcoin times 0.001 times 25%, so you're saving 0.075 right now. That's worth about 686 bucks. That's a lot of money saved in fees. So that's awesome. So like I said, there's two wallets. So this wallet is gonna, when you make a deposit, your deposit goes into this wallet, and then you have to move whatever funds you want to trade with over to your trading account. So if you get liquidated or margin called on this account, it's never going to affect this account. Unless you go into the negative, I think maybe they'll pull from it. But for the most part, only keep what you really want to lose in here and keep it away from this. It'll make a big difference. So with that being said, I've deposited, I've added funds into here. You can withdraw it back and forth, send it back and forth all you want. There's no fees for that. Eventually they'll have co-vesting, so I'm bet until 1 mil is going to be on here somewhere when this thing rolls out, and you'll be able to copy trades. It'll be awesome. I can't wait for that to be enabled. So with that being said, we're going to do a couple test orders. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to do very small ones because I really don't want to just blow 200 bucks for no reason. But let's see. I'm going to show you the fees. So I'm just going to make it easy. I'm just going to do 1 Bitcoin. I'm just going to go in and out, and I'm not even going to... Alright, so right off the bat, this is the regular trading style. You hit buy or you hit sell, it's going to bring up this window. It's going to say you want to do it market, you want to do a limit. I only use stop losses after I place my order. But you can change the amount here, and you can click this. This is really cool. You can click this, and you can put a stop loss price and a take profit price immediately before you even place the order. So let's say, for instance, you want to put your stop loss at 9,000 and your take profit at 10,000. You're going to buy, send order. Yes, confirm. Boom. So now, can we even zoom that far? Click on this. Boom. Stop loss, take profit. They're there. It's just going to dump on me, so I'm just going to lose money. This is great. So now we're in our long. So now we want to close it. You can either click on this, click that button. I click down here in the X, and it says amount to close. This is where you can close a partial order. So if you only want to close half of it or a quarter, so you can do like 0.5, I'm going to close half of my position, close, confirm, boom. Now you've only got half your order left. You've closed half of it already. And then let's say I want to close the rest, boom, close position, confirm, you're done, you're out. So that's regular trading. I like to trade with a lot of trades. I like to trade fast. I want to get in and out when I want to. I don't want to wait for confirmation boxes. So with that being said, I like to do one-click trading, which is up here. One-click trading means you click buy, it buys. You click close, it closes. Go through and read these things before you click OK so that you know what's happening on this, because it's a lot faster and there's more room for error. So I've done this a million times, so I accept, confirm, yes, activate it. So now, if I want to buy, boo, buy. It's there, done. I can't set a take profit and a stop loss before the order is clicked, but I can either double click on this, or I can double click on this, and I can do my stuff there. So one-click trading is very quick. So, and if I want to close, when I click this close button, it's done. It's closed. So there is no waiting. There's no dialog boxes. And I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to go smaller on these though. And make sure, I'm going to tell you this right now, when you go to put in a dollar or an amount in these boxes, if you do not type 0 before your decimal point, it will put in a whole number. So let's say, for instance, I want to do half a Bitcoin. Okay, you're going to do 0.5. Because watch, if you don't do that, if you just do 0.5, the point doesn't go in, and it does 5. So I've done, instead of doing 0.1 before, I've done 10, and that was bad. So don't do that. So 0.1. 1. So with that being said, I want to do multiple orders. Let's say it's coming down, I hit a buy, okay? And let's say it comes down a little more, I want to buy again. And then I want to buy again. So now I got 3 orders. If you zoom out, sometimes you can see them staggered like that. So they're staggered. So now, when they're staggered like this, you can click on one, you can close it. Click on this one, close it. And then you can double click on them individually and change all your stop loss and take profits. Now, one thing you can also do is if you want to close all your positions at once, you click this X. Not these individual X's for the orders. You click this one. This is the only time a confirmation box will pop up when you're doing one-click trading. It's going to say, do you want to close all of them? So a lot of times what I do, since I like to play pumps and dumps like a degenerate, I will do a bunch of orders and then I will immediately click that button and I will leave this window open. And as this window stays open, I can still add orders. I can still close orders. And when I hit close all, it's going to close all of my orders, no matter how many I've added since then or closed since then. So if I just go close all right now, boom, they're all gone. So they all close out everything. So now I lost some money. I lost 20 bucks, 15 bucks. What the heck? So I knew that was going to happen. You know why? Fees. I haven't gotten to 50% yet. So I'm only at 25. I need to get to 50. And we'll show you guys different ways on how to do that. You can do it the traditional way by trading Bitcoin or altcoins, but you can get there a little bit faster by trading some other pairs, specifically currency pairs. Talk to Rocket Until or me about trading those currency pairs profitably so you don't burn through too much money. In semi-real time, this turnover number will increase. So I've traded 4. I've traded about 5 Bitcoin worth. Only says 1. Let's refresh it. It's going to take a minute. It takes a little bit of time. There's probably a few minute delay. But this eventually in a couple minutes will say 5. So 5 Bitcoin already. And I need to get to 300 then to 600. We're already at that 300 mark with our special discount code. Another thing I love about this site, which I don't know if any other exchange has this or not, but this account statement is incredibly beneficial. You click on that, you can pick any date range you want. It gets a little funky with the time zones, but I'll click on today's. Generate it. It's going to tell you everything that happened in that time. I don't know how my balance chart would have went up. Oh, this is a deposit. So, no, it's after 8 o'clock. Hold on. That's why I said it gets a little wonky with the days. My trading was actually on the 4th, technically. There we go. Okay. So this is how many trades I did. And every in and out. So if I entered a 1 Bitcoin long and then I close a long, that's 2 trades, not just 1. Because your gross profit, gross loss, net profit, profit factor, your drawdown, your wins, your losses, consecutive wins, consecutive losses. There's a tremendous amount of information here that can help you figure out A, where you're making mistakes, B, how your trading style is working, and C, how to make it better. Because you want your profit factor to be high. The higher the better. You want your consecutive wins to be higher. And you want your profit trades to, they can be less than the loss ones. As long as you cut your losses and you let your wins run, it's going to make a huge difference. Sorry, I just had to cough. So this P&L is garbage because I was just testing all that stuff. But commissions and financing. So I paid 0.0018 in commissions, and I lost 0.00196. So I'm in the hole pretty bad. But as we get our discount up to 50%, which 50% is the max. We're starting at 25 already, which is great. But this will tell you every single order. It tells you how much commission you paid, tells you, what you bought it at, what you sold it at. It's amazing. This I use this account statement all the time to look and see how I'm doing. And also, all the time, they're going to ask for feedback. They want to know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Always just send them a message in the chat. And then it saves all your chats in here so you can go back and reference them. The customer service is the best I've ever seen. Only one time did I have a problem that didn't get solved. And to be quite honest, it wasn't their fault. It was my fault. And so I can't complain. Every other exchange that I've been on that has had a big mess up, like Binance or BitMEX, or I'm trying to think of the other ones. KuCoin had a big mess up once. Nobody's ever rectified it like they have, which is amazing. So those are some of the features. I'm trying to think of anything else. Let's go back over here. Let's check out currency pairs. So these are, let's see, that's a very low spread. But these are up to 1,000x leverage. So your numbers on here, like I'm usually doing 50,000 to 200,000 on the lot sizes. And look, the spread's still nothing. It's next to nothing. So this is a way, if you're doing $100,000 worth of Euro USD, when I close that, that's going to get us a lot closer to our 50% number that we want to get to. But I mean, and look, I mean, the profit and loss is very minimal. So it's really easy to rack up your volume, which will help immensely down the road with that extra discount. Closing that. There's also a way to do the net aggregation. So if you do a bunch of little orders, like on this, I'm going to do 0.01. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, you can buy and you can long and you can short on this same coin as much as you want. So if you're down here, you buy some dips and it's going up, and you think it's going to hit a top and come back down here, you can start shorting up here, and you can have both ways open at the same time, which is invaluable. It's the greatest way to hedge, and it's great for long-term trades. So when you click on this net aggregation, it combines all of your orders into one thing right here. I don't know what the point of this is, unless it's just to tell you what you've got going on down here. Like if you have a bunch of positions in different things and you don't want to fill up this whole page with all this stuff, that'll help you. But it doesn't, I don't think you can't edit a take profit and a stop loss. I wish you could do like a generic combined average stop loss. That would be huge, but you can't. So it's more so, I think, just to clean up your chart a little bit. But you can still click that X and get rid of all of them, which is really, really helpful. You can add indicators here. They got a bunch of pre-done ones, like EMA. 9, okay, done. Add to the chart. It's easy. You change colors, change styles, all that stuff. They got some of your basic ones, like the fibs. I like how it's color-coded like that. You can modify it. I haven't really touched it. I don't really do much of these things because I chart more on TradingView. So I just kind of do the generic, meme lines and support resistance and stuff on here. But I usually leave all the charting stuff and the indicators on TradingView and just trade on here. Trading history, activity log. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. That's about it. Your available margin shows over here. So as you have, see, I just did it. I did 0.5 and it came up as 5. It tells you how much margin you have left after you've entered this order. So it'll go down as it's pulling from it, like if you're in a loss. And then once this gets to 0, it's going to say, hey, well, once it gets to 10%, it's going to give you a warning. But once it gets to 0, it's going to say, hey, we're about to liquidate your position. And once it does that, margin calls you and closes that position at that loss. So I like it better than MEX, whereas it doesn't just take all of your money like Cross usually does. It takes your position and your loss, and usually you still have a little bit left. I don't really know how exactly it works percentage wise, dollar wise, but it's not as drastically, oh my god, I'm screwed, like if you were liquidated on Cross on MEX. So it's better that way. Um, this exchange is by far the best one we've ever found. I will tell you, with I don't know about the other altcoins, I'm sure it's probably the same, but with Bitcoin, it follows Binance pretty much to a T. Let's see if I can show that. New window. I don't even go here anymore after they kicked us off. Son of the bitches. I'm gonna close this before I forget. Go on 1 minute. It's extremely similar. And if you watch the ups and downs of these, they follow each other very, very well. So if you compare Prime to BitMEX, it's not going to be the same. If you compare these two, they're almost identical. I don't know if price-wise they're not. They're not necessarily the same, but they follow the same structure. When the candles are going up and down, they pretty much follow each other. I have noticed that Prime will react to walls and movement faster than MEX will, by far. So it's following this through an API extremely quickly. So basically that, if you for some reason don't feel like watching this and you want to watch that, Binance is where it's at. If you want to watch TradingView, put it on the Binance chart because that's going to be your best bet. That's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Until or Rocket or pretty much any of the community managers. We all use Prime on a regular basis, and I think most of us, if not all of us, like it better, at least from what I can tell. So let me know if you have any questions. I hope this helped. Thanks, guys.